Okay. Wait, let's moisturize. If you didn't know I was in Belgium, you know now.
Mama 17, 5, same color t-shirt.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I know it's been quite a while since I've sat down and talked to you with like a very update video, like as in the moment. So make sure you go get your tea, get your snacks, get your drinks, sit down and get comfy because I'm going to update you on all things Haddy Jeng. Where should we start? Well, let's start with the fact that I owe you all an apology. It has been forever since I have kind of sat down and just been like, yo, this is what's going on. And because of that, my content has kind of, in a way, slacked, I guess. It just like, although I'm still excited to edit and stuff like that from behind the scenes, I think I just haven't been in the moment, I guess, uploading when I need to, prioritizing YouTube like I should do, but we will get into that later. So first of all, I want to address the elephant in the room. As you can see, I am in a very new location. Basically, let's get straight to the point. Your girl is in Belgium. Yes, I am studying on a year abroad. Basically, like, I've always wanted to study abroad since secondary school, since before even applying to university. I was like, yo, you better go abroad. And so I applied, and fortunately I got in, and girl is here in Belgium. I was actually so gassed because after applying and stuff, I read my statement, and at one point in your abroad application, you have to read up on other people's statements and like kind of judge them, kind of a peer marking activity. First of all, I was like, that's long. But second of all, I was just reading other people's ones, and my one felt like crap in comparison. So I was just like, I'm not gonna be able to make it. But with God's blessing, of course, your girl is out here living life to its full extent. I'm really enjoying it here. Trust me, the first month here was hell. I think maybe I could do a little story time here or there. That's something. Okay, I'll get into that. I'm getting a bit too excited, but I'll drop a story time probably discussing about that soon enough. But yeah, ever since getting over that first month, it's just been like what's the word? You know when they're like high sailing? It's basically been on the up since then, so I'm just really glad that it's been going well. Obviously, it comes at a cost because I'm not around all my friends at home, which gives you massive FOMO. So FOMO essentially is just the fear of missing out. And so you see your friends doing certain things together and you're like, oh, I ain't there. And it actually feels like just kind of peak. So that's something I just need to, like, I had to kind of work with. However, at the same time, people are probably watching me out here living my best life, and they're like, rah, like, I wish I was out there doing what she's doing. So, you have to put these things into perspective. But I have been having so much fun here. I think, like I said, I should do another video where I explain this whole semester, my first semester here on my year abroad, because I feel like I haven't really taken you guys along on that journey with me. But I will upload some content later on before the end of the year, which you guys should stay tuned for, which will hopefully bring you along and get you guys to see what's been going on behind the scenes. Because although I haven't been consistent in uploading, I have stayed consistent in filming, and that's something that I want to talk about a little later on in this video. So the big question on everyone's lips: why the hell have I been not consistent? Like, where the hell have I been, basically? Yo, that is one big question, ain't it? I think it's just been a mix of things, right? And just the timing of it all hasn't really gone well with my YouTube, essentially. First of all, moving to a new bloody country, right? That is freaking hard. Like I said, the first month here was hell because I had so much to adjust to. Not only am I in a new country, which I don't know, I didn't know anyone here, language barriers, because here English isn't the, even though people speak English, it's not the language most people talk in. Because I live in Leuven, I'm in the Flemish course, so most people speak Dutch. I've never spoken a word of Dutch in my whole entire life, and so to take myself from one country and throw myself into the deep end where I know nothing about how to talk to or conversate with people is so hard, especially when you're walking down the street here and you're looking at street signs and you can't even bloody pronounce them because you're just looking like so it was a big learning curve, and I think because it was so overwhelming and I was literally thrown into a deep end and being like, yo sis, pick it up and move it, I think that had a massive toll on my mental health. Still working through those issues. I think 2019 has definitely been a year where I've had to work through my mental health quite a lot, and I definitely talk about this at a later stage, but I think moving abroad took a massive knock on that. And obviously at this point in time I'm doing a lot better than I was when I first moved here, because now I know people, now I know things, now I know where to go, you know, all that little stuff, which makes your life easier, knowing where to shop, knowing where to buy this and that and that. I'm still learning, I'm still you know, navigating through the space, but it was just really hard when I first moved here. And I think because of that, even though I was filming content, it felt like I felt a bit detached, and I felt like I didn't really have the time or place or energy in a way to upload. On top of that as well though, I will let you know, it took me probably up to a month or more to sort out my Wi-Fi situation here. And so it took me some time to sort out my Wi-Fi situation, uploading was just not a thing. It was just not on the table, because I'm here trying to barely get that internet so I can start, you know, checking up my timetable and stuff. And you want me to start uploading a whole ass video? Hell no, it wasn't on the agenda right then and there. So I did have all the content, just not the ability to upload it. And I think because it, like, after the first month you're like, well, I haven't done it for a month, so then another month comes by and another month, and it kind of just all escalates where to the point you're a bit like, no one really misses me anyway. So essentially, like I said about that mental health, it meant that, like I said, YouTube was just not a priority, and I think I tried to prioritize myself first. I wanted to make sure that I was a-okay before I started putting content out. And although I am all about keeping it raw and real and ready with you guys, like I just didn't want every video to be a sad or like down one, do you know what I mean? Because that's how I felt at the time, and that's not what I wanted to portray. When you're generally always feeling down, that ain't healthy. So I had to really step back and look at what I was doing and evaluate my life, and just take the time to just work on myself first before I decided to upload any content anyway. So yeah, I think this whole space of time has just been a lot of working on myself, taking time for myself, and then getting myself back into the zone where I'm girl, damn, let's take a sip on that water. I was definitely trying to spend that time making sure that I'm in a good place before I ever start considering uploading again. And so that I could, in a way, like, adopt a healthy relationship with my channel again, because the reason why I started doing these vlogs and stuff like that is because it felt like a really good thing. Like, I enjoyed it. Editing on the weekend and like putting up that content, you know, I had fun with it. And to some point I was not having fun with it. I felt like it was just another roadblock into this journey of self-development and self-care. And so I had to really step back and reevaluate the way I like kind of thought about YouTube, and also my relationship with it. And so in order to do that, I felt the best thing to do was just kind of like stop uploading. On top of that as well, I think another reason why I was like slacking with my consistency, and you can tell this probably if you were watching my vlogs back in Edinburgh. I did a life update which specifically covered that period of time. And I kind of mentioned how I had so much going on that I hardly had time. It's funny because now I have more time, but still not been as consistent. For some reason, why am I saying that? For some reason, whilst I was uploading content, I was just a bit lost with myself in a way. And don't take, man, I'm not trying to be deep or anything, like, trust me. But I think I was just uploading this content and I kind of fell out of love with the content I was creating. And I kept questioning it every time. I kept looking at it and being like, yo, but do people really want to see this? Like, my life is so boring. Like, I'm not really doing anything new. It feels really repetitive at this point. And I kept being like thinking in that way, right, with my vlog content. And as a result, I was kind of confused about what I even wanted to do with my YouTube channel. Because there are so many, like, for example, student YouTubers, like V, there's Jack, there's Eve, there's Ibs, like there's all those kind of YouTubers, right? And I was kind of looking at them and I was like, yo, like, we're all students, you know, we're kind of doing a similar stuff. But then at the same time, I didn't see myself as a study tuber. Like, I don't think I felt under that category, because yeah, I'll give you guys advice and stuff, but that just wasn't, I just didn't feel like I was under that niche, do you get what I mean? Because like someone like V, for example, she uploads videos like bare consistently. Congrats on her 90k, by the way. But she uploads bare consistently, and with those uploads she'll talk about, oh, like advice about taking notes, and like advice about you know, maybe lectures and stuff, or like how to make a revision timetable and all that good stuff, right? And that's no shade to her content, but that for me, I didn't feel like I fell under that category. I didn't feel like that was what I was trying to bring to YouTube. And so when I felt like, okay, I can't really allow myself to that group of YouTubers, like who can I allow myself to? It was like trying to find where I belonged in a way in this community. And I think focusing so hard on that again took a toll on my confidence when it came to my content, because now I was like, yo, like if I don't know where I belong and I don't know what kind of content I upload, then why keep uploading this content? Because it feels boring, it feels niche, like it just feels like crap. But the answer was in front of me this whole damn time, and I was just too blind to see it. And I think I've finally reached a place where I know what, like, I do. And I'm a name drop it, and you man are gonna look at me like, really? After this whole soul searching, this is what she decides? As in, I've not even uploaded in weeks for you to just decide this. Hey, I realized that I'm simply a vlogger. Oh my God. It's so weird how it's been so long trying to figure that out. If people would ask me, I'd be like, I upload vlogs. You know, the answer was there the whole time, but I wasn't realizing, because I was so insecure about my content that I didn't even realize what my content was, and it was plain and simply right in front of me, but my insecurities were like, nah, you can't see this. I think now that I've kind of figured that out, it means that I know how to work on my content. Because if I'm like, okay, my content feels a bit stale, it feels like it's lacking, then what can I do? I can research other vloggers and like research some advice on the YouTube community, and then try and find ways to improve that, or change it up, switch it up, put a little spin on it, you know what I mean? I think this revelation, I guess, has helped me in that sense, make myself a bit more a lot more confident in what I do and what I upload. And that's not to say that I am strictly vlogged up. I'm interested in so much stuff content wise that I feel like being a vlogger doesn't stop you from doing. Like, yeah, I upload vlogs will be my main material, but if I want to try other things, me being a vlogger doesn't say, oh, honey, you can't do that. Being a vlogger, you're a part of my life, do you know what I mean? And these things are part of my life and the things I like. So, you know, you're kind of subscribing to me and not to necessarily a specific niche. And I think that is something which I've also kind of picked up during this time. I've kind of learned that being a vlogger, you need to remind yourself that, especially if you feel like your content is crappy and you boring, that you guys are subscribing not to that lifestyle, but you're subscribing to me and what I represent. And I think ultimately that is where I need to work on. And I guess maybe that's another reason why I had to take some time off, because it was like, if you guys are subscribing to me and I'm not even subscribed to me myself, then that ain't fair to carry on letting you watch me when I ain't all the way there. Ultimately, I just realized that vlogging is my thing, and all that content that comes around it, yo, accept it, because you are subscribed to Haddy Jeng. My channel is my name for a reason, and I think that that's something that I need to drill into my head. I think there are a couple things though towards the end of this kind of funk, I guess you can call it, which started to remind me why kind of I do YouTube and why people subscribe to me. And so if you follow me on Instagram, which if you're not, you should, because my Instagram is a litty place, and that's where you will see that your girl loves being glammed up and made up, you know, makeup on fleek and that. I love engaging with polls and stuff. Polls, questions, all them interactive functions, I love it. So speaking of polls, I've done a couple polls asking people, oh, do you think I should upload, you know, content whilst I'm here and stuff like that? And so many people like were in support of that. I think it was stuff like that which really made me realize that the problem is not that there's a demand, the problem is me not supplying, right? Like this is another reason you should keep going, because people want to see you, they want to see what you're up to, they want to see your life out here. And so many times people have said that, and I'm like, yeah, don't worry, I'll get there. But now I'm at the point where I'm legit like, yo, I hear you loud and proud. And I think the kind of final nail in the coffin came actually the other day. I was talking to someone and he was basically like, I've found your content, because obviously I get that content on my Insta profile, that link, you know what I'm saying, that business account, you know what I mean? But he said he'd watched a couple videos and he like really liked how raw and real they were, and he just was basically complimenting me on my channel. And he'll say like, he even reminded me about that poll. He was like, yo, you even uploaded that poll the other day and said, should you upload content? And I think you should upload content here so people can see what it's like here. And I think the fact that he was able to capture that message and kind of tell me back exactly what I wanted people to get from my content was a real eye-opener. Like, think of it like this, yeah? Playing tennis, I served the ball, right? And this guy managed to get the ball and serve it back. And I was standing here like the ball just hit me in the face. I'm thinking, damn, I did not expect that. That's literally how it felt. And so it just felt really refreshing to hear that from him. So thank you so much. It was just a real eye-opener, and I think it really incentivized me to come back and get on the grind, like get on this thing. At the end of the day, I just want to create content which is raw, real, and relatable. The 3 R's. Yeah. If I keep reminding myself of that, and I watch every video and I'm like, is this raw, real, and relatable? and it doesn't tick them boxes, then maybe I need to think about what I'm doing and then refresh and restart, do you know what I mean? But if it is, yo girl, you're doing absolutely fine. There's no reason for you to be judging or kind of being insecure about that content, because you know what, it's not worth it. That's basically why I've been not so consistent. However, let's end this video on a bit more of a positive note. We've been looking backwards, right? I've been telling you exactly why I ain't been. Ooh. Ooh. That sneeze. Sneeze coming along, you know. Ooh. Is she coming? She can't. Excuse me, damn it. Right, where were we? So, to end this video on more of a positive note, let's look into the future. Let's see what I want to do with this channel, and I guess just some kind of projections, so that, like I said, I can always look back on this video and be like, yo, you said you should do this and you should do that. And if you're feeling like you're in the funk again, past Haddy is talking to you. Hello, future Haddy. Welcome back to the channel. I just want to make sure that I'm constantly researching and learning, you know. I'm constantly adapting my creativity, and I think that's something that I want to develop a lot over time. And I think in the future, just really being more open and honest with you guys and keeping it, like I said, raw, real and relatable in every single way. I think I try to do that a lot. If you follow me on my socials, you will see that I am quite open and honest there. So make sure you do check out my socials, because if I ever disappeared like this again, you know what's happening when you follow those outlets. And just not being afraid to try new things, hit and miss, fail, because that's the only way you can grow as an individual. You need to make mistakes to learn from them. And develop. I mentioned several times earlier on in this video that the problem wasn't necessarily that I didn't have the content to upload, it was just I wasn't uploading it or editing it to upload. And so you guys are in for a treat. So for these next couple of days, I'm going to try and bang out content like it's nobody's business. I'm talking for at least this week and next week, you will have 4 uploads in a week. I know, insane. For all them weeks missed, you have the content coming up within the next 2 weeks. And seeing as it's Vlogmas, it's even more excuse to do that, because people are uploading every day, baby. So why not join the gang? Monday, Wednesday, Friday and Sunday, you can expect to see some content. In that content as well, you will have some videos, some vlogs of when I actually first came to Belgium, because I recorded that experience. I also recorded the first couple of months here. If you do want to kind of see more in depth what I have been up to, definitely go and check my Instagram, because my Insta stories, my highlights reel, perfect for showing you exactly what's been going on in these last couple of months. I've definitely uploaded a couple cool stories, so you can check them out. And I think that's why it's so important for you guys to check me out on my Insta. It's so important. I'm shameless plugging at this point, guys. Check her out. But yeah, where was I gonna go? And then also, everything's coming in my head. Also, on top of that, I have vlogged another video. I vlogged a little bit maybe last week, and I am also vlogging now. So whilst I'm doing this whole life update video, like as soon as I switch off the camera, I'm going to update the vlog again. But so why am I so damn burpy? Then I will be going home for Christmas. So whilst I'm at home, I'm gonna try and bang out some content whilst I'm there. Really plan my day out, because unfortunately, seeing as I'm studying abroad, I have exam season in January rather than in December. Definitely stay tuned for that kind of period of time. Hopefully, though, I will still be able to shoot some content out, maybe not as consistently as the 4 days a week, but I will definitely make sure that at least once a week content is back out. And then especially because the new year is coming up, there's again so much more content ideas that I have in my head ready to shoot and upload. I think I mentioned this earlier, but story times, I have a couple story times I want to upload. I've always loved watching story time videos, and I have a couple of my own which I can share. And you know, I'm keeping it raw and real, baby, so that's why I haven't really shared any story times on the video, because I was like, on the channel, because I was very like, what life are you living? Like people here left, right, center, you know, got all these interesting stories and stuff, and I'm here like, I mean, this is entertaining to watch, but I don't really have that life. I've got some story times lined up for you, so stay tuned for that. That's going to be also very exciting, because you know me, like, I already love to talk best, so being able to drop a little gems in those story times, oh, love it. I'm already kind of getting excited and pumped for this this time in my YouTube journey, and I really hope that you guys will be just as excited and willing to follow me along. It has been a long time coming, but I think I'm ready to just buckle down and get it on, because yo, it's been a while and I really miss it. And these last couple of days of just uploading some content and whatnot, and figuring out my relationship with YouTube has been a lot of fun. I think that's it. If you have any questions, first of all, hit me in the comments below and I'll be happy to answer them where I can. Yeah, by the way, okay, this is how you know I ain't YouTuber, because I'm forgetting everything. Check the links in the description below, because you have the links to my social media accounts there, so making your life that bit easier. Otherwise, I don't think I have anything else to add. I hope you have a blessed day. Happy December as well, because we are living large and in charge during this season. Make sure you have some fun. To all my people who are starting to get into exam season, you uni students, good luck. I'm here with you, struggling as well. But also make sure you guys take some time to enjoy the festive season and spend some time with your families and friends and those who you love dearly. But I'm gonna stop rambling. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in another one. Peace.